Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. My name is Sambay and this is the Arena Show. Remember, each and every Sunday we come to you live, bringing you very bold conversation from our politicians, newsmakers and key figures shaping our region. Last week we hosted women rep Uasin Gishu County, Honorable Gladys Bosholei. Na alituambia mambo mingi sana, especially zile ambazo anafanya kwa watu wa Uasin Gishu. He even told us she has a medical camp ambaye iliweza kutibu watu zaidi ya 4,600 kule cases. And she's also organizing a mega pool tournament. So if you are a pool player, better sharpen your skills. A great game is coming. And today we have a very interesting conversation ahead of us. We have the member of County Assembly from OLLESOS ward, Honorable Maina Shangu. Karibu sana kwenye show.
Asante sana Kongo amazing.
Thank you so much for honoring our invite.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
Yes.
And thank you for the good work you're doing in trying to enlighten our people. But like I think somebody has said, the conversation must continue. We have to talk. We must continue talking. And I'm happy to have this opportunity to say something.
Asante sana. Nazio people have been asking us to, they want to have an inside look of Nandi County from the eye of a member of County Assembly. And since you have been very vocal in Nandi County, tukasema wacha tutafute Mheshimiwa Shangu akuja tuambie mawili matatu kuhusu mambo ya Nandi.
When you talk about Nandi County, are you referring to the Nandi County government or the county itself?
Nandi County and Nandi County government.
Okay.
In general. Kwa sababu pia wewe mambo ambayo unafanya pale ni ya Nandi County.
Yeah, so first of all, ayo ni wale ingine zile ngengalale ngene Nandi County government. Kumite ngbaru bebere ga ngumite executive, ngumite county assembly.
County assembly.
Choto tuwaige gure county government. Nguna most of the time go utie binge ngalale ngele county government ngolenga ngala ngumasta ni ba executive menge ngole tuwa. Constitution ngumwe ngolen county government ko choto tuwa.
Choto tuwa. County assembly again.
So ngimwa nguno ile gemeje and probably ge ngalale in an insider view. Oleu. The two the ole make go manage game wa ile une serikali. Une county assembly. Une executive. Kuma gimunye ke mwanyo ngin ingalya agenge. Anan ge go ngon a description ge leon because amoja mwana ale complicated. Complicated. Agwa complicated. Ko uike giguidos. Ago in not agenge sababu sigere in condens. Ko yani kimeje go imeni. Amaja mwana nguno da le mo segele ing bi ke jang ko tamaje go imeni se mat ko na ji go le lion ago ingin nagure values jejo ago principles je indoji ngale ga bin public service ko mo go len kimeje principle about transparency kimeje principle about accountability kimeje principle about openness. Like for instance, nguni angan jamo ndo hiyo leni maginyoru kwara maglia kwa mu agotunda unu ko sheria ko molen sessions ba assembly ko magako open. So ngamo jugno gindo ale jogin alejin aga moji in big chok alejin jamga ba te be alejin o MCA ta jotu so gidu MCA nguno arta maksomo tango gigi be chita genge kwa batun baya lakini ko kwarta maksomo tabuj ko jam kwarta mangwa so somje gi koy tamana angwan chigi gi lewet ana gi gure nominated ko kitinyi ko ranguno anga mastani governor deputy governor kitinyi waziri taman kitinyi CEO rais ko zira taman ko ngileni gi ranguno ko gerge in bijuta tukul yana serikali noto so swali nguno ne manaji ko tos kitebe kegele hiyo boisho itono
ngatilen gut kidogo mheshimiwa.
Yes.
Now that you have talked about the county assembly, several times the county assembly of Nandi has been adjourned because of lack of quorum. Does it show that maybe there is lack of seriousness in other members of county assembly?
Well, magoi mujis ne maguno the lack of seriousness per se. Kai kityo nguno meji kuye korok ile kikinde sheria. Ya kaki adjones nyin kele ka magbit korami ko kakiboisie sheria kora. Boisie sheria kai tukyu tukul. So melen ati ma haki korok ke declare kele kama komi koram amu. Kitibai 15 minutes. Ngobata 15 minutes. Ko lazima ke ngot ko tom konyi koram ko lazima ke isto ke amu magoi transactan magoi ke kasi age tugul
okay uamuzi
so nguni jangale kora yuto jangale ke kimuji ke mwangu lakini amaja amwa ngokindo kityo bochale county assemblies ako mele nabalane nege Kenya mzima kumi oret fulani ne maboisie optimally. Let me use that English word for it doesn't work optimally. They have not been designed to work optimally. In fact, if you ask me, I would tell you they might have been designed to fail. Amu in kagi agishangele mi tu kechangi muju ko gojin an MCA mat ko interested ko in city. So many bottlenecks. Chikabi dengatakati. So many interests. Nga bako melen muno dos kosan kasi na kaya. In fact, kasi. Lakini kusukya sababu chechang. Jema mujo ko toile sa nun alaking kubatek jungo ni kere. Nga muno kwa mfano ayi koge machine ke lagi ko jin muno in autonomy. But I can tell you, sometimes MCAs can stay for like 3 months without pay. Kungole matoko twage jita uma mujo ko twage ngi no labunu. Bebe junto kulchu. Yani that can be just one reason. Imagine no kata mene zaku ngosize chito muno kole jinga atu arambe angwan. Gawe assembly ananangeti arambe ju ko option ngeti. Ko kai muno kole kai amia pi ananamia gin anagawe yu. Ko ngapsa zingine. Ko mu wakse kora like for instance muno ngamo assemblies according to the standing orders. Ko magat ko tunye the business the entire week. In advance, like on you be good Thursday, the business the entire week. So I would want to tell you here aspects of professionalism. Professionalism. As I got in Gabin, I'm going to give a school. And you eat the school, another cook, Hanu Molmo, Kidogo, Ganyu Molmo, and Malaki, Hamajo, listen. Kamalia, so there is a disengagement. There is a probability for disengagement. But if you also follow Ngalian Givado, Kugiro Ilgiba Sansavana. So, many we are ile, Ngai in Yajami, Akwe Kunajamogi, Ngaliota, in Gelema, maybe Duke Maglia, Kumi will take Abu Sansavana, without any consideration. Amuga Nuru, a serious business that we are following.
Now that Mongele Mambo Hadok, if you report, you'll pick out.
Kero ribotu na yin. Ngo huyu, nguma ko binga na lemi ng ribotu ni kele ngita ngo huyu. Ngato bi kuya kiam sijui. La da ko kele ka sijui. Ngura ngot ko
proper explanation.
Ngot ko bi ngura na kele na kiam sijui ko kiam sijui report. Amu ka ngai ribotu ni ko ko mit kidogo. It was a very robust report. And there was serious implications if that report was to be probably prosecuted to the very end. So at some point, it looked as if it was untenable to pursue that issue to the end. And now the MCAs and everybody else was a bit hamstrung because they didn't know. So what do we do? If we were to proceed the way it was demanding that the entire government, more or less, equal wiped out. But, come as you, then now there could have been probably a window for amending. Okay, Sasa, now let's cherry pick. Let's see which one was the worst of the people, and then so you remove those ones. So the whole thing was untenable, and it could not continue somehow. But the report, by the way, is not supposed to be dead, so it is alive. It is not dead. Because it is not dead, then it is alive. and it is sitting there. It has never been dispensed with. That I can tell you, it is not dispensed with. So it's a hot potato. This report is a hot potato. Nobody really knows what to do with it. Ako maging ngele nguno report ni ko kama tos pi man tukuna la korang tayo lo gele tos le jita ara tos kite veji to gele kimi no ngado. Yani nga ko tos kite kino nguno no gele iki ngami adog ko tos kile ne. So that hadok report, but it is something that I would like everybody to read, by the way. Ako takwe nguni ko nga amajen dalion. If we can have an opportunity, on the report, so that if indeed there were good recommendations inside there. Some of the people you know there was this saying, an eye for an eye. You know, you can make everybody. So if we could take the whatever it was that we got, and I'm happy, by the way, because quite a number of things happened. There were some 2 CCs who fell, you know, and so it was a change. There was a serious shift of some CCs also. The government was reorganized. So in as much as you know, you could say that the report nothing happened, I can tell you that certain things happened, and even the government itself, I think, is operating more efficiently now. They are more careful because before the report, many of the things were being done and so the report, in as much as it has not been dispensed, helped to correct the path of the government. The government is taking right now, and if you ask anybody right now, the NANDI county government executive particularly is a bit more careful, and they are working a little more efficiently. Maybe in a scale of 1 to 10. You could say maybe they could have reason to probably towards 5 or something. They could have reason towards that area. But you know, ideally speaking, I think the government should be excellent. Should be towards the excellent part. So we are still somewhere there, but there has been an improvement. Yeah. And even including the questions of staff. Because you asked me earlier on about the question about how the county government is, you know, at some point, it was not very clear. I'm not even sure right now, if you were to ask anybody who is a staff of NANDI, it can be a bit dicey. But because we have also a new service board, I want to believe that probably they are trying to do something, but there is quite a number also of the original. Of the original service board. So somehow I think there's a little bit of murky situation. It's opaque. It is still dark.
It is still dark.
Bado ni giza. Lakini mayane gigo yani higi bitki. Ara go gongi dulago tiaga bidan improvement higi ile nara ngebe uto. And that's probably, maybe if you ask me later on, the reason why I thought there's something else I would like to do so that we can be able to organize this well. Because I think the weak link here is the Senate.
So, Mheshimiwa, magin ngalekab Senate.
And the ACC. That's another weak link.
Magin ngalekab Senate, the ACC. Wacha tu nikuulize, umekuwa MCA wa OLLESOS ward for the last 3 years.
Yes.
So, what are some of the achievements unaweza sema, notable achievements unaweza sema? These are what the people of OLLESOS asking me to negotiate for them, and you have achieved.
Well, you know, you cannot put it that way. By the way, that's not a correct way of putting it. But because you know, let me tell you, the work of an MCA does not involve that kind of thing. I think this is where we have a problem, because we have this division between the executive and now. And these 3 roles that I want to tell you about, they don't belong to an individual MCA. This issue of legislation, the issue of oversight, the issue of representation, if you look at the County Government Act, these are the roles of the County Assembly.
And you're members of the county assembly.
It is not the role of an MCA. It is the role of the county assembly. Now, one of the things that happens is that the county assembly fails by not working in committees. Like, for example, if you have bad roads, because like when it is raining right now and so on, I will tell you point blank, we have not yet started doing anything about roads in any serious way. The only thing we do is to grade, apply some material, that's it. We have not designed, we have not even tried to manipulate the material a little bit, so that we get to a point where we can have additive. You know, like if you do one section, you are sure that that section can allow you to do more sections. Now, so when you talk about this kind of benefit to the people of Lesotho, it is not entirely, and a member of county assembly is voted from a certain area, but he's not supposed to work for that area alone. Like, for instance, if there are issues about roads, like there was a time I brought issues regarding roads, and I wanted a comprehensive attempt by the county government, the executive, to tell us what is their policy on the roads. What is it that they want to do so that all the roads in Nandi, and I want to highlight here, all the roads are in a good state. Now, we didn't get that, but we had a very serious conversation, and one of the people who fell was this person, the one that was in charge of roads there. And I will tell you that, according to me, that was an achievement. The idea that we were able to have that conversation. So, in other words, what I want to tell you, Collins, is this: when you are rating a legislator, when you are rating a member of county assembly, you do not rate him on doing, because doing is executive. Anybody who wants to say that I have done this, how did you do it? In fact, it is against the law. It is expressly provided there that the MCA shall not be involved in service provision. He is not supposed even to act as if he is an employee of the county, of the executive.
That is why, Mheshimiwa, I asked you, what are some of the things that the people of OLLESOS asked you to negotiate for them? And it has been done. So
you know, for instance, we you know, if we were to talk about that in terms of, you know, the question of how we do budgets and how we do probably the 5-year plan and the 1-year plan. So, like, we have wanted to do, say, kettle dips. All right? And we've been able to do a few. But as far as I'm concerned, if you were to ask me whether that is supposed to be the way to go, and now people, when we go out there, they do public position and say, we want these kettle dips. They have been done. You see that?
Yes.
They say we want these ECDs. ECD, and an ECD is a building, not the center, not a center, a perfect center. It is just a structure. Now there you have it. So, and this is done all over there. Okay, then they say, okay, do for us this road from Lolduga, Agoyo, and you put it in, and you say, okay, we want a footbridge. Again, somewhere. So I mean, that is done. Okay, so you see that kind of thing.
Yes.
But now let's look at, if you were to look at the objects of devolution. Why do we have devolution? You know, like the first objective, it is supposed to be to promote democratic and accountable exercise of power. Can you imagine that? That's the first one.
Yes.
The second one comes out something like, you want to foster national unity. That's the reason why we have that's why we have devolution. The third one, you will begin getting surprised that it's supposed to allow people to have self-governance. People are supposed to make decisions. Now, if you ask me whether we have been successful as a county assembly to achieve some of these things, even including socio-economic development of the people, that means you are enhancing the prosperity. If you ask me whether we have achieved that, we have not. We have not. And it is not possible to achieve it because, imagine an edifice that consumes 80% to deliver 20 and uses 20% to deliver. So if you give Nandi County 10 billion, And that's the same for all counties, not just Nandi County. They will consume 8 billion, a cool 8 billion, on how to use 2 billion for the development of that. So you can imagine that they are using 8 billion. This thing costs 8 billion. Like the assembly of Nandi costs 1 billion per year, close to maintain it. The county executive costs almost like 6 billion to 7, just to maintain the county executive. You're not doing anything. You're not starting doing roads, or you're not doing anything on prosperity. You're not doing anything on culture. You're not doing anything on making the county competitive. Now, can you imagine that? So if you ask me whether the county assembly has been successful in doing those things, even ensuring that public participation, for instance, is done correctly and at the levels which you can say, okay, you are happy with, I will tell you, point blank, no, we have not done that. We have not been able to do it. If you ask me whether the county assembly has been able to ensure that the quality of people that are tapped to become, say, CCs, CEOs, and all the others. If you ask me whether they have been able to succeed in doing that, well, it's neither here nor there. So you see, this is where a situation whereby it is very, the success, the win of the people of OLLESOS should ideally be the win of the people. Because let me give you another example. We have an aggregation center, avocado aggregation center. It's a project that costs more than 50 million. It's nicely done, very beautiful. But probably the conception of this project, and it is in OLLESOS. So you can be happy and say, okay, well, we have this project. I will tell you, there is this project.
Yes.
But is that project now bringing money to the people? Is it changing the life? Probably not. Probably not.
Na mheshimiwa, acha nikuulize.
Yes.
Individually.
Yes.
Wewe kama MCA.
Kama mimi sasa.
Maina Shangu.
Yes.
What can you say you have achieved individually?
Well, we have achieved many things. Like, we have these individual things that we keep doing with our people. So, like, for instance, you would help groups.
Kuna groups umesaidia?
Yes, unasema unaweka pamoja, wanasema okay, hawa tunataka kuanza kuku hapa. And these are now my own problem, my own resources.
Yes, hizo ndio tunataka kusikia sasa.
Sasa mimi tunachukua resources yangu. Tunasema okay, ndio hii group ya chicken. So tumefanya na group ya OLLESOS, groups mingi. In fact, hata nilikuwa nimepanga tu kwamba pengine wakati tuko kama saa hizi naweza taka kufanya audit. Yaani kuwatembelea kidogo nione sasa vile tulianza kuweka tuliweka ile seed money ya kuanzia ya kuweka hii mambo ya kuhatch mayai. Hii mambo ya kutengeneza miti. Hii mambo ya so kuna hiyo mambo mengi nimefanya kwa group kwa magroup mingi tu kabisa Keben yani kwa OLLESOS mzima. Nimefanya na group ya wamama. Hii ya silk. Tumefanya nao tukao tunawatembelea. Tunaongea, wanafanya table banking, wanafanya nini. So I can chip in. But probably the thing that I can say, ile kitu nye mimi mwenyewe naweza dhani kwamba nimefanya na ni muhimu, ni tumekuwa na maongezi. I have had occasions to speak to our young people in a number of fora whereby we are having conversations regarding how it is that everybody can better their lives. So I have wanted to inspire. Nimetaka sana kufanya inspiration kwa hao vijana wetu. Na sio vijana peke yake. Agopik tugulje nango. Segenget gele mat ko biti korong ne gunu be. Mat ko biti ne gele njoriren. mat kobit chi nekeng'ete in nematayari koyai kasi mat kobit chi neleweni boisio so ikere ndetebena ane nguno ile ne ng'olyo nebo maana akere ko noto ale ngonyor chi nguno ng'olyo like ngakon nguno kergeindo agenge king'alal kimi chito ne tieni alechi nga makifaulen anyun ak chichi kai lakini kolecho alechi iyan ki ara kele inye itieni akimeche ishuten tiendo ko kamache ane ale ndakilenin amu angen ale kiishuten karibu 4 ulo akotomo ilya kole kidogo hiyo amache atebenen itieni ikiwe in music school tos kinetkei akot some instrument angin vocals chekuket ko ki trainen kidogo so in that conversation komai kobit an small issue yoto amu kayeche chichi kolacha no mamache ane ng'alek kebendi sukul amache kityo ashuten alechi si but ikere ale angin ipracticeni in how often like how many times in a week and so on ko akot nguno amu kitinye boroindo neu nito nekeng'ololchini biik kyok ko kamache amwochi kere like our musicians for instance like our artists the key to this thing quality yani the quality of work the uniqueness yani ngot imuchi imong'u kit nekimuch kecham kele acha kararan as akoyan biik alake koconsumen biik chechang akot chemite sang nebo melen akot chemi within our own community ikere nguno kimi lakwana mangat mon ale kitun kochilildano nekikemong ng'olyo nekikure minji kole ko ikere ile kikai kit nekakimach kekoito kora komanda ngemenyo kwo biik alak so nguno ko kiamwachini anyun in bichu akamwachini akot nguno musicians chuto choket alechini ukase kero makoi expectan ialde ibieku millionaire anan inyoru some good money ngot ko meyae practice ngot ko memuchi itrain in your vocals ngot ko memuchi akot icheng ichesan akot one guitar anan ko ne so this is one of the areas that I have been working on others of course komi nguno in ng'alek chebo in ngele kwa mfano in you know ngab inyoru in ngele oroni in lakwa nenyoliling nema mawa sukul like I remember ngakitai noto kidogo komite nguno kijana yanda fulani nemamache kemwa kaina nekanyoru kosemberishe akotinye makichek chemi barak konyakikenya ale kamut kwa sukul ot kotestai ne nguno ngeng'ololi ko kikoek chito ne a lecturer ako kamutune kong'ete in yani kanyoru kosemberishe eng mbar kakomach kokonkei kole mamuchi ait wi mi age nekianyoru ng'ui ko kakwo kot akot amu kikabitin kishokosikis ne ng'olyo age nguno ne serious no kora nemakat keng'alale Collins kelejin biik kyok tugul lazima mie keng'alale ng'olyononi nebo sikisiet nebo mapema eng lagok kyok akot yo koikose kelen mi lakwa nekikakechor besho eng yo ko iman makosa kechor lakwet ako it's a criminal thing lakini ngikas kora kametab lakwani ko kiyande po form 2 so nguno kabit nguno crime konyil aeng mi chito nekisikyi lakwani eb sukul akakong'et akichek chukuu akokemach kealda lakwet anan kone so ng'alechu komeche keker amu ngot ko makichikil komie koyoitu bororienyo so ko ng'alechuto chukere ng'alechu nguno ko chang satya komi anyun nguno ng'olyotab yani kele normal kityo nekilen kitoretigei ak nacham koe sine chitugul no ngele nguno nekitoretigei ak biik chu ngotinye tugun chenyikisen chelyon ketoretigei kotinye ne ko kasinyo nguno noto no nekiyoe keteche kanisa ko ngap kokaikonugei ile oyoroni bas amache ngetoretkei ketech kaniseni nyeketech ak eng yo kebendi kuno so those are some of the things I could say that I've personally done and I continue to do on a day-to-day basis akot abwoti kora ng'alek alak chekimeche kele koin ing yekawe nguno ko amache akikishan ale kakitau kenyoru budget newendi sports ko budget newendi sports ni ko amache kora ale sikeng'ololchi yani keng'alal ak county executive ko kamache amwaun alechin kora Collins matanamegei nguno igere motivation by county executive ak county member of county assembly matabendi pamoja. Nguno ngaba manaji komeje imeje nyende nguno ile takyai tugun kechokyi. Ko bijun alak yun ko mata tayari miten. They are appointed. So inyoru nguno manamege in acham kumeruoji kora kuleni. Ara nguno kengotitinye nguno ngele department of sports. Kotos ara nguno Nandi sports ing Nandi kone. Tos kityo kenam in kikoito in kenam nguno keal mbiro ak ne ak kikoito. Anan tabotake kora ke developen kele akot ole kiurereni akoi ngulindo olimbo in. So ingabwaten nyone kotomeche ale takichop in kere in akot ngot kokwotinwek oli. Ko ngot ko kiwanjeshekab sukul. Kiyakichan akichek kele kakichop kiwanjeshek choto bo sukul komie. Ko ngomono kecheng kiwanjeshek chemi taban chebo sukul. Ak kechop komie amu imagine ile ngechop nguno kiwanjet kai kosomse keal mbiret ako nokole ane mwenye kele kaboisie rabinik kyuk. Ko ngete ko ngep kitiarta akinga ko keret. Amu mi komine. So mi nguno ngalechu chu kwabwatini alen ngap kengetje kewalake nguno en biik chekakekwech. Ko nikotokimeche keboisie in ke organize serikali. In fact that's why kaketebena in ilecho in yani kiyomeche aker serikali. Nikotokiorganizeni serikali ko deliver the public goods. Imaji walake nyendet. Yani awalake anene nyole anene koi.
Okay.
Na amete nguno in kamete tugukab wananchi. Manaji sine kung manaji maribokis mising anan kone kole akochililso alak kole kono kotoribe yoto nguno. Nya wala wanene nole naja ane no majoy ane. Ideally speaking, nobody is able to do that as an individual. You cannot be able to satisfy the society, but we can use government to ensure kele kakimuch kengetin. Kele government is a scaling force. The government itself is supposed to scale sakekoranit kila kitu. So in my own, if you ask me about my own philosophy, I believe that when I am elected, I should be able to organize government so that it can deliver the goods to the delivered for the people. But in your room, like for instance, a tournament in and I tournament in tournament
As in ngoye mheshimiwa.
Kugunguno yene nyunyoru governor kwa tournament governor.
Ngomi governors cup wasingisho. Agora na women rep no wasingisho organize ni pool table ni gure cricket pool tournament.
Kunguno hii katebi kolia ke gure governors.
Maybe kwa mtazamo wake kijamka inanata.
Amwa zale zi ne ba governor ngiyo ba governor rabini kana ba governor ne.
Mona ya nyon gut ko rabisha.
Amu zi ga gure na ga gure amne. Amu zi ga magale ko county. Particularly ngot ko rabini ko public. Yeah. Why would you call it governor? I think that's now some of the mistakes we make. Amu zi ge gurta ga rabini ga bin serikali kolia. So here no go mo ne lakini mene no ngana olinyo ne ngana mostly you will find kele yani if you check generally ko bi ke gilige ga so ko time ku yo ne ko jidane to ko so me but the moment we are go if ko in ngalegala
sawa ngote matebenen swali ni mheshimiwa. Umekuwa very strong critic wa county government ya Nandi County. Ni nini unaona county ifanye vizuri pale Nandi?
Well, mago ile critic ko tonye nguno ngele gyo kityo kazi nyo kaigere nguno makosa hii. Ngap ko baje jida ngaliana len critic. Lakini mele ni mama that's not the correct thing. Amele ngi mi wadui. Ngire. Yani nguno in awogi that is the purpose never in. Kinge jagu inge na assembly ko le soko checka. And I want to amajata modern back korago in objects of devolution. Objects of devolution. This is Article 174 of the Constitution. Kunginyo ngiyo konyo kumwongo len ki magat ko ena sangene gure checks and balances. And separation of powers. Yeah, that's the reason why we have devolution. Kiyo kile nguno ngumi Nairobi kumatami checks and balances. So what I have been doing is to provide checks and balances. And so coming to your question, chang tu like for instance kwa mfano na ngele na ba kwa mfano kwa itin kuinge jigili kwa itin gi ko yana ko tagu not kwa itin ngele tepton menga na ko ti ko le kwa itin ko chojemi akot ki besyo ngyo wage ko mi kwa itin kinege 2000
ghost worker
che ka gure ghost worker lakini ngenyoru chito kotinye barwe ko kingegur bi ketononjin ngalian itaba ghost worker atebe aleji ziji na indojin nguno in HR aleji ara okay in barwan in bar aleji wait baronok che leje fake yani jigi job jige chito nguno in yani gele si kinget chito ko job ye bar ko job jige barwe so ka ma korok barwe en effect as number 1 magi
original tu
katabi gu magibis aya nebo aeng tebe anyun okay akot ndaklen nguno kakoibin barwet ngeashume kele kachopchigei barwet ne fake employment letter ngele mangen nacham kengalale river lakini ngeashume kele kechobe isin somewhere ngino kamo boys ngebwa nguno so nguno koto kechobe kamo boy kaichopchigei barwet ile kasirgei Collins itaune yono yamam ziara
uko stampani nga barwet
angot ngo bingen yot kele orno ka yam ziara hii komebe la uy so nguno ko kita agenge nguno korong no nekibit shida ako shida na hata sine anga no mun ko mo no le na mo ngole tieme ko juli ko tieme ko lia lakini akige de nguno nga ko so uy to kile nga bi ku captive to the entire so it's not a very transparent process na dozi muji giri lagila oye transparent anyo process ni because kangete agot big occasion this issue koto kumije ga twenye ngabi nyoru nguno jida negleni ne moyo leni gi ghost worker jida ko inenen mwenyewe ko ngite legi legi aserten ko the same way legi aserta jida ne gule ko buta
kateben ngora mheshimiwa
so kairon no bagenge kama amaje iwe koroga ama gotomo igo keteben ile nege belutu gigimi
kamiza mwa not apa hii
yes
ghost workers
yes
what is known to the public ko watu walisimamishwa kazi
yes
EACC wakaingilia kati wakachukua computers na nini imefanyika after hapo kwa sababu sasa hatujawahi sikia hiyo story
igere hii makoge mwa koro gele kuno gele gimi EACC jigi ngete musi ngone ingen ngawatangi zinye nguno hii kigimwa kitubo jisgele go EACC vile ngoto gibsine ana moginge lakini to the best of my knowledge ane I had ala gigib lakini well but ngere na nguno imate mwa ngono tane ka kwa public service commission ka gzom gele nyago jigel ka gura ajegat ka ginga ka goshine ka gdem ngonya ko governor age goshine gele jige onge gur public service so go besi wi kalejo nya gur public service ko kabi ko one other problem nguno ka gna ngalyo da badox nyedu ye ga itak jogo manual payroll ne baro ga augi de be jum manual payroll ne ba karibu ke jin musem aya ingenyi tagenge ko jam go spend ne nandi almost 300 million li ngen gi ada gure manual payroll manual payroll sinye ga gile ban jita yan ma go system so mu gele ban chiega to so anyway ko gizo na ba mo nguno ngyo gele kityo ngone si ki ngalyo agenge no mo ngusune ale mis ko gerati nguno ngot ko mujis ko ger ko ngumagari kumelen ming alamui nguno ga ko itin igere nguno kuin governor ni takitinye ni narap sang isezele kumi yangene kumi komando is transiting is living so you know if he had that capacity to do things he has tried whatever he could do chejeji is chigi moji kwa yagene so at this moment in my own view as I'm looking at it you know there is also possibility for others to come and improve on where he would have left amuzi nguno in magoile ara isara ene agne ma agne gi nei muji so nguno lakini the thing that I would like to say kuma in categorical ma clear yoto so that's one of them that's one of the things the other thing nguno ne gi mi the generally ko ngale ga bi na ko nguno in yani boisiet. Yani kele nguno in like when we kikimuch kingebendate kinyoru nguno kele mite tugun chechang kele kimuch kemwa kele kikeyayak or kikorok. Kepir picha we. Kikeyayak ko kikorok. Kikolya komite in yani koek kwong'e kityo kele haja kinye ngalek yu. So ngaliot ab boisiet. Nekakimwoe kele ngakiyai amakiyai. Ero aya mi nguno ngaliot nguno ngele maybe lipanisi ko ngabinyoru kora kele mi manaji komi tugun chebo chulotin. Anyway kero government inye kono kamwono le complex. Government generally is a complex animal and therefore you find that there was George kamwono le ni kimite in ngale choto kin chebo in ologi anyoru nane in matatizo. Nguno matatizo ake nekiatinye tai ko kait kityo. Komwoe sheria kole ni yakakwei nguno ngele CEC. Ko ngekiri elected governor ko lazima keyai kit nekikure yani ko lazima kekweji ke reappointed chichoto. Reappointment is appointment. Nguno ko kikonyoru nguno ngolyo netai yoto ko kang'et ne governor kole ni ka retain nju. Kumami kit nekikure retain ngel sheria. Kale reappointment. Ko reappointment ko appointment. Getting as appointment which means you have to come for vetting. Kero so ko kanam nguno joto kole mabendi vetting jomui ki quality kito wa nguno ngyoto mburiet kidogo gele aleje aja memgobse ko ya kebe in na to ko in na ko godin kebe godin ko nget godin ko nget ko irta biju tokol ko gi nguno ge ko gane nguno gyo majane gi sub sheria sa ko mi ngale da nebo eng nyudo mui ko gi abwotini wala metin nyu aleni ka igere season no gumi ko gwa magarga kitu no itu amu izi ni gumi ko no meje ko take ko betting na ko meje ko mi bara kidogo mu bota kora kele iki ai tano ko izi ka igere so lakini ngura ko ko mage nam ko mi ta kila ja magdebeni amu gumi ako magadas ke deveni to mi ka ngileni ya nguno ngsangu lingo dos bi ko leni angin ango mami ore mami giriji ngolyo yani gero yoda so you know nguno wagada bi kojo chuko boto chuko bono so nguno jo ngo geleni si ko gale nanga ga uti burno aboti ala mot ko mi gege ngene abo getar ko go in kimi dein ka ta ma ja uti kimi be ke bagi jo de ba in je gure ga so kara ji ga ubet ko amu ja mwala ngolyo agenge ing dugu nguno jo ko ngede ko nganyo ko ginge ko ko bit bi jo ko ma jo e big bi ako nakanyausu kong'ete kabisa kikobetyi ako kebendi kunoto ibyagisha ale kakong'etin kakotestai that project ak project ake kora nekibite Sikilai nekure Sikilai BTC kora nekikakotubir kikakinde some budget and then it never started, it got off. So during my tenure ko kiagisha ale kasub ng'olyonoto torno nguno makolose ketar keteche in that project. So these are some of the discrepancies Jimmy the county government, but I have understood why we have that kind of situation. Amu mi loopholes janga ko ngono le mi senate mi weakness senate mi loopholes jang Jimmy the county government act, like for instance nguni kamwan county government act kele all CECs ko answerable to the governor. Individually and collectively. Atakegure governor, the CEO of the county. Agegure in deputy governor, the deputy CEO. You know what a CEO would mean in a company?
Yes.
In neighborhood all the full responsibility. In fact, the same act provides that the governor shall be answerable for all the resources. And now, in the Constitution, again, 183, Article 183, he says that the county, the executive authority of the county, first of all, is a very interesting animal. As a college. It is a committee. An executive authority governor. The executive authority in the counties is vested in the county executive committee. So the county executive committee is supposed to work together to run the county. But those that are appointed are answerable to the governor. You know, now, and then 183 says the county executive committee shall provide regular and full reports on all affairs affecting the county to the county assembly. But then it doesn't say who. County executive committee shall provide. But it does not say who. Because that's why I got a petition. And I don't know whether you have read it. In that petition, I'm going to clarify on that part. Article 183. The county executive committee shall provide regular, full reports to the county assembly. Kutozi, poto in yana kwa muka mwagele chairman of county executive committee ni ko governor. Naturally yaga hii kungona magad ko report ko assembly. So according to me, and I'm proposing this to the Senate, that they amend that law to say that it is indeed the governor who should be the one taking this report to the assembly and answer questions in the assembly. Can you imagine? Kale in Syria, the Mawalu in Syria, governor, koine ne answer. Aje mapro magad ko assembly. Ako assembly ne magad ko oversight. So that this issue about I can tell you that we finalized the activity, but we were not able to get in Magunyoru the financial reports. We were not able to get statements. And so in my petition, I would also like to see a situation the law. According in some of the things that the county executive committee should deliver to the assembly, included in financial reports. And I'm happy I'll in accrual accounting, which means when you're having your starting balance, you start from what whatever your commitment. You know, right now, before we took this accrual, you could hide. So nobody knows what are the pending bills. You just pretend you don't have pending bills. So pending bills. 300 million pending bills. So you see that kind of thing?
Yes.
So this is an issue that I am thinking I would like to cure with that petition. It's comprehensive. It's got quite a number of things, in the sense that I would like financial reports to be among, and these financial reports are not just any financial reports. I want the one that Chekabunu IFMIS.
Okay.
Report ni you know ngandagitebe ngono amsie gileni projects that are relevant again relevant group exactly. It's not just readily available.
Oh.
He may not get and I go county assembly, they may not get the information. I want to learn that gap ne bagele mi senate the county assembly so ngolen go executive ko magegi assembly mo gale be senate. So they are willing to talk to the senate. They are willing to answer their questions in the senate, but they are not willing to answer questions in the assembly. And so every governor and if, because you might have heard that I would be running for senate, if I don't manage to get all those amendments right now, those are some of the things I would like to do, so that governors can answer questions in their counties.
Okay.
The devolved units, they are supposed to be self-running. They are not supposed to be to be looking to the Senate. And you see, you have a full-time assembly, full-time, even a full-time Senate also. And that's why I told you there is a problem with the question of Senate and assembly.
Mheshimiwa,
yes.
Clarify on which kumekuwa na rumors ya unavai kwa Senate.
No, those are not rumors. I will be offering myself. I'll be offering myself. Yeah, they could have been rumors, but let me just clarify to everybody. Yes, agonuge. To run for Senate in Kenyita 2027.
What has inspired you?
Nguno hii minga bata ngaleju ko mwaunju. Amuka ngeti. I believe gear nguno hii. You know, we've received so much money in counties. When we, at the end of this term, it will be 15 years, and there will be so much money. Clear, almost maybe 100 billion. It is in the trillions for the entire country. Now, so one of the reasons why I really would like to go to Senate, first of all, is to be in a position to correct some of these things that we have. You get issues, the discrepancies with the Sharia. County Executive Committee to provide, then you find that it doesn't say who will provide who will give the report. But so you see, I'm already starting to do that right now. But I would like to go in. But I would like also to tell you, you see, some of these laws, the main issue is the implementation. Sometimes the laws are there. Like for instance, the values in the Constitution are there. And you know, the principles of public service are there. The acts on ethics and so on are there. But there is nobody who is willing to follow through. Like for instance, let me ask you, on this question of vetting, you see, the Senate did not, they were not aware, and I don't think they were going to raise any issue. In fact, most of the other counties, my His Excellency was even asking me now, look, the other counties have done it. Why are you singling out Nandi? I said to him, no. And you know, there's a ruling. There's a ruling even now that should be done. A ruling of the High Court, and nobody has challenged it. But you would be surprised that all other counties don't know. And so they are going against that. And if I was in the Senate, I would be interested. I would be interested to know, not just the county of Nandi or any other. I would be interested to know, for instance, that, okay, so this county is taking in CECs without vetting. And I would notify that how is it possible for you're going against the law. Now look at the budget also. The other day I had a conversation with our senator, and he said to me, he used a very interesting word. He said, you know, we are morticians, that we just bring money and then later on we come at the tail end to check whether the money was lost or it was misappropriated or it was used well. Okay? So, but then I said to him, no, but you are permanently in office.
Yes.
And not only that, you have a seat in the assembly. You've noted. We have 3 seats. Magira ile miteke ro kumakuta yungula. Speaker agenga kuba governor kuba senator. Senator na jaoto ngudebe ro gin ngere nguna na nyingi in county assembly.
Lakini mi public service accounts committee.
No, lakini zini metengu na uli. Amwa si yale nguno zi you.
Tombo ni county.
Yani akungonyo yani ge cause without in silence. Magidi beteni, magilione, akunga katar ko nungalioni. Kumagat ko ngalale the assembly for some time. So part of the reason why si gere nguno ngalage ge mo in ngalega ka bitin ko maybe kamo bi business ko pota agene ko nguno mui ndaganyo ne ke ngalale wigi je ka ek kine ko nyako mo but then kamo mo gune ko to mai ngezi ni yani in other words gere nguno ngele ngap ko bitin nguno mu ge ko sa ku devision
kule hizi mo in generally mheshimiwa.
Yes.
Ne jigere ile mo senator ne Nandi kumni ne ko gonin ko motivate ni ingen jana.
Like for instance nguno hii kiaga tukul gere kiaga tukul ne garara na goya. Ne ge bitin Nandi during this almost 10 years yani ngot ke tare nguno yu ndarde to ko mugdo indet. Ko yani ko megana nguno believe in all. Ki either ko gi support ni ana ko gi ngete ana ko gi gere masi. Because he arato se mwane nguno ngile in imejile in yani ki ko ruto Zungabi ka nguno ngolale ngale jami ka to mo la gole ko mo gole na jagero no gero ni kam sa ko jorinde amaja namtai ne golia tu gole ngyo se ana jaga mo es
na ni ka champion ni impeachment wa governor include
but in which way mangalalji there is no single day nigi ngalalji MCA mam yo to ta kenga nigi gure ako tunguno sai. By the way, here nguno one of the other things ni magata ko tinga account ni Nandi nguno ko magati tu yo ko bi in yani nangabi eguro ko tu yo ne ba yin nebo in akot ngele akot viongozi haya akot biik maybe akot opinion leader ngo you know gero him akot run a county without that kind of thing. This yani such a mele nguno se na nara magigogilge ba na kwa bag tigu ging bo this kulen magating kwa, but according to me first you cannot stay for 10 years without coming to the assembly. Because that is where you can guide, you can inspire the MCAs, you can be able to pinpoint some of the areas chambers also. Yani directly. Aya, imuji gir budgets. Mamiji ne te senator gele yagi propose CIDP. There is nothing. The stop in senator gele magoira in CIDP ne banandi. In any case, committee in a leaders forum. Nigi job sharia. What in fact one of the other things again account the government. Committee there is a law that we passed, that was passed by the second assembly, that provides for county leaders forum. Officially in the law. That thing has never been called. Never been our chairman the governor. Me Senator Reid, me dengo piju to juju. You know, whereby ndagile na kotka kutu yo korong yo tagi muji ke avoid ngalega duplication agne go mi goma ja salejin in igering there are those sort of things, and on these glaring discrepancies, because you know the reason why we would have a legislative ingedile nguno in go senate if you are asked your roles to senate article 96 you find that the first role, and I want to say maybe that's the most critical, they are supposed to represent the counties and to protect the interest of the counties. Now, ngata even ani. Ngot ko get be for 10 years in the Senate. Again, ajay ego no je report na ile ki jora be in county. Did you take care of the interest of the county? Ya ki jora be in county. Agi mi de mwenyewe yada. So you know this is part of the reason why when you look at it, no. How did it happen? Gabi igaza put the governor into task in the Senate just for purpose of Keliasa ko bit variation in project ni. Okay. But you are there. Uno hii kwa nda senata uno hii ne garong uno nda nyone nya tv nda agme ke conceive na project ale jiga bana hii si to project no ma jage rang nei what are you planning
ko in your own opinion ni gere ile senata ne ke go tongoza ni kitungi senate la
yani ngolo
manyone ni kwa in
yani in fact go igere medha go to kwa yani ma connected acha go luko ni guya hii. And that's why college in millions and Yemuno was another again. I think I suspect in the entire Senate. Who are you in? Who are you in Senate? You get a go jangle, you give all your damn you. More in a single governor, you got to comment on the other. Jaga when you game pitcher. Niki recommend on the Senate. Yani amungu no zi ngileni ka tokol ko ngigi impijen wa tutu ko impijen ngo kimo recommend ni senate ki impijen je ko tawira no kimo impijen ni senate yani kimo igita no mele senate je ka ko gon ko this person kuma go fit to be in office yani ko muno nganga le jwa jam ko migla in go pichen ya ko agi ka bin man wone anyu agi la zain lal ka ko lal ne go nda wale yi ale ka ngoma me ko chul go igere si ara ka lal da no muno go nda yi, but what are the results?
Where
are the results?
Mheshimiwa, given an opportunity to be a senator of Nandi, utaanzia wapi?
Ngedele kwa house nje da area kidogo yani amu college ni in fact I was in the Senate last week. And I was following up on the petitions, so I got to go some stages because I want to, and I will have some other petitions even before we finish this. But then immediately, you get me to somagu to amade. Me get an transparent. It is already there in the law, by the way. I'm not creating anything. Me get accountability. It is already there. Yeah, me. In value for money, but not only that. Act in County Government Act provides that neither County Executive Committee member, CC. You know, the law provides that this person should have a distinguished career. You know, distinguished career. So if I'm given a chance, even now I'll be pursuing it. But if I get a chance, I would like to have a situation where we get our best brains. It is the only way. Yani our million brain nega anyun mi suitability. So sometimes somebody go all ticking all the boxes and like brain. Like in suitability suitable. So those, in other words, I want to tell you, for the counties to deliver, there is something that must be done on the bureaucracy. Get a bureaucracy. Yeah, in other words, I mean that's civil service, no, but counties, no. That thing, that edifice going very high quality. Major enhance and the quality nani. Major enhance and the being all like for instance, in what the other counties maybe they have that issue. Let's even talk about that. One of them, Mommy, if I was to ask you if there is a single county or an agglomeration of counties, maybe it's a good idea that they can work like that and then establish, say, a lab. Because if today you ask me what is the problem that we have with roads, it is the cost of doing it. And the idea that we have not been able to manipulate these materials, the ones we have. Mama gave bitumen. Mama gave bune. You know it's science, my brother. Science. I got located in Jungoni. Imagine I located in a culvert. Have you ever seen a county government theodolite? Yani level, yani sakana go lei ngende in culvert in the certain elevation and go road pay road and nema team culvert amarosha amazing. That's why nginyo nguna culvert jekindo ije jang ko video ngorobon drop na ta ko team ka ko testa ko butok barabar. So we will never have good roads all over the county if we don't address that issue. Neither about costs and materials. And how do you do it? You have to adopt the science. And how do you adopt the science? You must have a center. An inter-county institution. So that we have inter-county institution. Now, there is another thing. You get one of the worst things that can happen in a county. And I don't know whether it's true or not. So I'm proposing, if I get to the Senate, that such a thing, mamagat ko be kinagelen whims in governor in any particular ward. And McHugh, let me tell you the other objects. We know we have 9 objectives of a county devolution. One of the other objects, which is very interesting, devolving the funds to the lowest level. In the money, equitable development across the country, in all the wards. So, how come that a governor can decide to punish the people of our ward because sensibly so that the such a thing, I will be proposing mechanisms in the Senate to be able to check that. In anything in terms of projects. That thing now, the equity and equality. At the moment, nobody is looking at that. At the moment, if today in the projects in all the 30 words, if somebody was asked that, it's difficult. There is no such, we don't have such a statement. We don't have such a provision. Because the needs. So, because we are talking about equity and equality. In all the projects. But at least lazima kwa equity and equality. So these things, they could be discrepancy as far as I'm concerned. And they should be checked And the only body netaka nikana by interest about counties. Senate. And the reason why I have not even gone for MP. Kwa Mungu na hii kwa ginganyo I go MCA. I looked at all these things that could be developing devolution. And I think I'm better placed instead of going to MP where you are dealing with other issues. I can go to Senate, where by now I'll be dealing directly with counties. But this time around, I'm going to organize all the counties. Yeah, and so go run efficiently. Like for instance, I want to even imagine those match I do per moja. Like for instance, NANDI, if there were certain big projects that require to be done, why would NANDI do them alone? Kakalias manget was an issue. NANDI maybe a good sports whatever ne came with you share the resources. Even the Kalegabin Dactari, it's a bit expensive.
Yes.
But it's also good, Gele, in our Kenya Kwanza government has come up with the idea about digital, what is it called? Doctors. So this is something on counties are not an employment bureau. If we continue to employ people in counties, defeating the purpose of Mugi and then just salaries and doing nothing else. So I want to believe that should be done.
Me a proposal ngiga gon Moses Kajwangi ngiba kima iga proposal gitu ya counties within the same geographical area. Ule gitu ya counties is go bit ke amazing projects chujata.
Yes, in fact you're here. I believe in you maybe according to the long run, it might be necessary. It might be necessary to relook at whether indeed those it might be necessary to just think whether 47 was a good number. There might be a necessity for that conversation. And even if we don't end up, merging, probably there should be a way in which we merge certain things. Like I want to believe that for us to be able to manipulate this, to get the centers, materials, the counties must work together. But they're already proving that.
Kikiyote Honorable Moses Kajwangi oyo moiwit kule tako champion in that motion. Nagisa ka suggesting kule mizigo gilge kapsa kot kora kule gitu ya counties share in the same geographical area sikobit ko mizige projects chujo ato. Anyway, moving on, mheshimiwa kameje keip kaskit kelele ne wananchi je watching it. For those people who are watching us, asanteni sana for tuning in. Na tuna encourage pia kama uko na swali unataka kuuliza MCA OLLESOS ward na the incoming senator, Mungu akipenda, tafadhali andika pale tutaweza kumuuliza tukimalizia. Mheshimiwa Mijita Negate pole, ask him about the mega project ya maji yenye itatoka kule forest. Imefikia wapi? Ama tuendelee kuvumilia ya nyumbani?
That's Kebendam. I think we had conversations today about it. Because kagutinye 2 years never leaders. Jabuno Nandi Hills. That Kebendam partly is those Riki wasn't issued. I think it's the boundary. But because it comes from the forest. So the idea is that it's already been given to Sino Hydro. And in a short while they will be embarking on works. It's about 14 billion. Maya in Missouri in Halloween, so in all our young people, including probably the person who asked that let's also take advantage. Such projects, and it's going to be a game changer. that project. And it's a national project.
Aya, another question Galejita hii. Uliza mheshimiwa kama alikuwa katika kamiti ambaye ili approve the construction of a milk cooler plant at Chemase. Was it a viable project to the county and the people of Chemase, given that the cows reared in the place are indigenous? Tuga chekiboe kobo kipkaa.
Igere noto no hii ko kiboto some of the projects chekimite kiboto one of the projects chekikata kengalale Hadok. And somehow ko kikata kiman kekoshine kele uyo kimako so missing, but inget ile nguno ngap ko yakimache keyai ki komuch kole biik tugul it's part of it's ngolyo agenge noto no mache kechul in county, yani nguno kwa mfano hii mi nguno ngolyo neuni Collins to boishet bichik, yani meche kete, yani hii mi swale che uen che ngap komeche ketebeke boisie ana kongot ko boisie ngola tugul anan yereze kimana kimo ko boisie so yani seketo kenyoru answers. Otherwise nguno ko kergei ak noto no nguno kora. In fact akot nguno ngap komi another question kele si kikindo kula ine dawiyo amu chicho nguno hii kateb akot komie ko kibo past assembly no second assembly. So it was done during second assembly. The question would be ingane nguno kele si okay kikeboisie kongotom keboisie nguno kita for like maybe 5 years, there is this thing, the good value for money. So in other words, kumaje yani lazima nguno kepangan projects komie akumaje konget counties ko solve problems that matter. Igere nguno counties mostly ko solve problems they easy. Yani kero tugu jo rahisi keyai. Like for instance keteje nguno kula ko rahisi. Lakini tom kinda ko kula itoritis. In fact, I'm sure the cooler itself.
The cooler itself is
may not be there if I'm not wrong.
Aya, kuna mtu pia anauliza running for Senate is a big leap from MCA. What is your strategy to reach voters across the entire county?
Okay, but nguno akot kinauni. Igere nguno in maganyoyu makingalale. Ko makakokas biik akosome akot inendet nguno asome ako melen netai kimiten boyoni ake ngakokikomach koek chi neimi biik eng yu Malala ko ki MCA akine kwa Senate. Aya kitinye somebody I would say is doing very well. Kangata was also an MCA. He went to Senate. Now he's governor. But we also have somebody else ngingete akot MCA ko governor na nigurene got any problems kidogo na ba in maybe in somewhere in northeastern only. Guyo. He was the leader of majority in Nairobi. And he went to become governor. So I understand. I understand that it's not easy. I also know that like the competitor I have or the ones I will have, I don't know. He would be gunning for it again. I understand that these are opponents, worthy opponents. And I have no personal issue with them. I believe that they have done what it is that they could do, to the best of their efforts.
Mheshimiwa mijito ne watchini nguno hii ako maybe fan ngunget. Ako meje ko tebege kole tos panganat hizi ngalekab finance. Kikielewani kele campaign kumeje ko strenuous kidogo. Now that you are moving from MCA au kewe governor, tos ipanganat
magavana kwa Senate.
Kwa Senate.
Kali nye MCA kuzi Senate. For your information. MCA ko more involved in ngete lebike jang mengen kole MCA ko mite in ground throughout. So ji neki ko MCA ko muj ko tiam in ko muj ko ngen ngonindo mo kali MCA ko sirini. Lakini akilige akoi sinarain ko kamwochi biik kole ngot yawendi kole ngap komuch komutwap somking yo ake kulyon igeti le at the end of the day sinyeni kiyamwa kele makyoldo ngelyen. So it's one of the other issues akoi kengalalen Kenya kele iba siling ata kura. So maele kele lyon lakini akilige achenge mele kele simacheng mwaita ak ne chekabendote lazima
Sawa, mi chito age nekateb kole will you run on a UDA ticket or consider a different path?
No. At the moment, kotomo anyoru kabisa any particular reason kabisa nekilen ati much keng'etin ketwakeng in chamait nyo neimi kondochin Kenya ako chamaitab president nenyo ako chamait nekiyoni. So mami akot mete akot chakilen ati kuya koka nekilen kibwatbwati kele lion aja. So we are in all of us me and the UDA. I'm a member of UDA. I'll continue to be a member of UDA for the foreseeable future. Okay, maja UDA in fact koto bi koigen mailen magmaja nguna koigen mailen maja koig jama ene metagelen maja ko collapse on the way side. No. We want that party. We must begin to build parties that can last. Magogite parties throughout. And I think the president has also said that. Yes.
Sawa, mheshimiwa tukimalizia wacha nikuulize, why should the people of Nandi County trust you with the Senate seat?
Okay, because somebody said somewhere that consistency is one of the rare human qualities. I do not want to say that, I can be perfect or anything, but at least the thing that I can promise them is that I will be looking to take care of their affairs consistently, and more than any other objective. Objective na number 1 kuhakikisha na work in the counties, number 2 gele work in the counties, number 3 gele work in the counties. I just want to have efficient counties. And I must tell you this, Collins, for Kenya to move forward, we must get it right with the counties. At the moment, we are not very okay. Yes, those people have tried, the ones that are there, they were also learning. In the dark. So now that they are already somewhere, so those of us will come and have an advantage. But we cannot spend so much money, like for instance 80% to deliver 20%. It must be reversed. It should be the other way around. At least hata kama nini lazima ikuwe the other way around. Hata kama haitatoshana ikuwe hapo karibu katikati. That is the only way we can develop this country. And we can have what we call good quality of life. You see, this is something I stand for. Good quality of life. And I want it for myself. I want it for the people of Nandi and the people of Kenya. So this is something that we must do. And that's why I'm running for for Senate ya Kenya. Remember, you're just senator for Nandi, but you're in the Senate of Kenya.
Yeah, in fact, they said you're a senator for Kenya, elected by the people of Nandi.
Very well. And that's the same way. Even if an MCA is MCA for Nandi, but elected from OLLESOS. It follows without saying. So I would like people to understand this. Anybody who is watching us, we should begin to rate people on their duties. Like for instance, I want you just take probably one of the fine days you can educate our people just by reading through the articles and what have you. Just so that they know what exactly somebody is supposed to be performing in terms of roles. And I want to tell you this: so long as you are not performing your role, it means your role is not being worked on. And every time you have to and that's why I think here in the Jombu, much go along, much go along, and MCA, movie, magic by 1 inch. Imagine Gabotos in the MCA in White in Tingat County. Kagamu on rigs or I have to go in Magic in or it. Go to Rabini MCA one day in. I'm going into Senate to correct that. I do not want to see that kind of situation whereby an MCA has to dip into his pocket to fuel a county machinery at the the counties must be efficient and responsive. In fact, Mama Jagatari in these monks county governments go responsive. Like for instance, Robo Nuguni, Kongab Gosita Jida. Get another Gumajagos in a Galorat and go because of those. That one, first of all, should be Yan mailing Gita and house here. You don't know you don't know Yamagat Gubunoran. Now, how was it? Cook we imagine Yalil Kosabi? I think Yalil. And you see, the county government will not find out by itself. I want to see a situation nengele nguno kasi yani ngibide nguno in office ko governor ko ngitu situation room ngingene ile kasi tabi ko namurani ndande kasi no kuyo serious in mi umije toret ko gotom go to bi joto ko liangu ka waiti takwe ka dolende kingengele ka ko beti ngwang au ko ya orani. We are going to do something about it. That way, people will feel that we have somebody who cares for us.
Lakini ngotoni that capability ya oje bora tu ne go sito pi golia moje pa mangeti.
No, magijo me agote ata gijo me kalkalut ne. Kalkalut kabisa. So igere yani ngore ta ko maja mongu tiongo na lejini. Mi ala ka sana jigi otien. Wo gi tatya mo ngi jwana ne ma but igere the thing is this, lazima ko kita na gigure efficiency, effectiveness, and value for money in counties for us to move forward. And that is what I'm standing for. And I believe those should be the interest of the counties. And I want to champion that by going to Senate. So ngeti insigi mujge nyoru that answer. Mu mo iwa lungu no ngolyo no tangin. Mo iwa lungu. Mi ngolyo ta ko ta ne very simple. Kita yo gigere nyi ngari no official by the county. Naba county governor.
Kiwege.
Kilia. Amone unye ne.
In fact, the last time we hosted the senator for Nandi County, alikuja akatuambia the current governor wa Nandi ana hire private vehicles ya kutembelea.
I don't know about that, but my question is, how is it that a county cannot have GOV? GBN. Why?
027.
Amune?
Wange.
029. Why? Anago 27 anago amune. So yar kawon kalya got komi within the country ribene. Mi ngona meje ko twaga ko lyo jingo. Go dira security. So here this is one of the other things ngono jegi meje mui you know kijamjini ko na vendere ta in county. You are within the county. Singi wendi ngono go le wenda thinking ingile malazima ngijaria ne ba in county ko nget governor ne ba Nandi ko OLLESOS about for 5 years nguno ngata bene ni tos ke itano gaze ndagle ni amaje ngoti tinye bare ngongole ga kumi a place le munye me for 5 years kwa mwe kwa mfano ke kazi zenye yani malazima mu kwangu bajara ngoba. Now, these are some of the reasons why I'm going to Senate. Because this should be corrected. It should be provided clearly. In the reporting. In all the wards and all the sub-counties. Sub-county admin, Agwad admin. These are essentially the hands of a government. If you go anywhere, function about law, go sub-county admin. These guys would like to disappear unless they ain't good look at me, they get around. That function. Like otherwise, they don't. And these are very senior officers, job group Q and above. So these are some of the areas that require to be looked at carefully, so that we are able to move forward with the devolution. And those are just my views. I intend to, of course, convince others. So
Mheshimiwa Gitare, maybe your last words.
My last word would be, thank you for hosting me. I look forward to having further conversations. And keep up the good job. I'd like to Nandi. Ogilge why by issue. Chia to lady ne gimnotet. Nata ko yimingin. Agot nji na kay maji to do. Gigilge to kul. Kirjot ne bagay on da bananda ko ge ay by issue to ge agishan ge le gimnya gingo. Atya nyo narain komutai dun kai to akati. Ne gibire gura ko makatoge roto yogbindi kotun ngegit yoto asome ale sio tun kait kebir obirwo atya senator nengwo akabwoti ale taketuitosi betut age takeng'alale kora topikishek alak manachi kimuchi keng'alale en ng'alekab sheria kidogo yani ako chekaking'et ng'alale cheng'ering'en sikimuch kechambuan kabisa komie in some of the areas cheng'ete chengap kokonech kewelindo. So other than that amache ale ko biik tugul kora chekikinyoru boroindo keboisien sana sana eng serikalit nenyon ne Kenya Kwanza ak UDA ko amache asom ale ongikilgei tugul ole kimuchi ketoretite president ko kiakicheng kele kakikilgei amat kobit kiy age tugul nemaititaat eng erieshek chik particularly chebo gaa. Eku aibu yo kakas kele kakile mi kiy nekoliang yo nemachulak nekoliang yo ongeyom tugul kikilgei akeyai the best that we can do. Thank you very much.
Kongoi missing. Thank you for honoring our invite. We are humbled and I say thank you. We are looking forward to hosting you again. Tuongelee mambo ya katiba kwa sababu tumeona you have a wide knowledge kwa mambo ya katiba. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been the member of the county assembly from OLLESOS ward, Nandi County, and he's also aspiring to be the senator for Nandi. So we wish you all the best, Mheshimiwa, and to everyone who was watching, asanteni sana and have a lovely night.
Okay.